How's it going, everybody? Hey. How's it going? Welcome to day 4 of the event. We're almost down to the end here. Finals coming up very soon. Both of these teams are ready. Should we let them know to go ahead and we can chat for a minute while the game kind of loads up?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hang on a minute.
We're working directly with Mini Hannibal, who's hosting the game and all that, just kind of so they understand when we're ready to go. Boom. And that's exactly what Raptor is sending. He's doing lighting the beacons of Gondor to say it's time to go.
Indeed, giving them the thumbs up. So game will be dropping. We'll be on our way shortly to game 1 of BONKS and KSC. Of course, KSC, the current Kings of the Sea here on North America, a really stunning series that they played against 07 last fall.
Oh yeah,
fighting to get back for the potential chance to square off against 07 again. We don't yet know. Of course, the other NA semifinals match that we're not bringing you here is 07 Civil War, 07 and QQ7 squaring off. So really be curious to see how that match plays out. But let's focus on BONKS and KSC because this is going to be a really fun match as we head into Northern Waters.
That's right. Let's do it.
Yep, let's get this going here. I know that things are loading up and we will be on our way momentarily. We can start talking to you guys about team lineups. I know that things are loading up and we will be on our way momentarily. We can start talking to you guys about team lineups. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game 1 of this North American semifinals match. This is BONKS and KSC. Zath, as we zone into Northern Waters, what is BONKS feeling today?
All right, so game 1, BONKS is bringing Montana, Ohio, and 2 Des Moines, and 2 Napolis, as well as a Shimakaze, Harugamo, and a Grozovoy. What do we got for Team KSC?
KSC with the South Spawn. They are fielding Montana Conqueror. A nice, well-rounded mix of cruisers here. Des Moines, Worcester, Venezia, and Moskva. Fronted by Gearing, Aussie Zeus's in a Z52, and a Shimakaze.
Now, Hataka Hiyoshi is using kilometer torpedoes in that Shimakaze. I didn't quite catch what Dyer is running, so that will have to remain a mystery for just a little while.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out eventually. Now, the Z52, early on, we see making a straight beeline for the B cap. We've seen this play.
So surprised by this
play on Northern Waters. This has become a very common thing when you field a Z52 on this map. So
that's right.
Nothing shocking there. I suppose what is... Actually, now that I think about it, maybe not all that shocking. BONKS, not interested in the B cap at all. They are going for a 5-4 split. 5 ships here headed to the eastern side of the map over to C. The other 4 ships headed over to the western half.
So there's a couple things to note about the BONKS lineup, which helps to explain why they're not going to be, in my opinion. First of all, I don't see any Moskvas, and Moskvas are kind of crucial to go in that Delta 6 island to have oversight, right? Instead, we've got 2 Des Moines. So that kind of signals immediately that BONKS isn't really interested in the B cap, at least early on, of course. They are looking to win either flank. Both would be optimal, of course. But note that they are going to both sides pretty much evenly. 1 battleship each way, right? 1 cruiser going west, 3 going east, and then we got one destroyer east and 2 west for BONK. So that's a pretty even-ish distribution of ships, I'd say, huh?
Yeah, they've gone very cruiser-heavy on this eastern flank, Zaf, and I think that's where we're going to see they're really going to try to move.
Yes.
I think the Ohio... paired with this double Napoli, Des Moines, and Grozovoy, like that's got kind of the hallmarks of a bit of a pushing setup to me.
100%.
I'll say the Grozovoy is an interesting choice for that role, though.
Yes. Why so?
Well, so Grozovoy, of course, one of the few, let's say, tier 10 destroyers, with a heel, but it's a ship that's almost kind of known more for its jack of all trades, well-roundedness, right? It's got solid torpedoes that have a very long reload, but they're okay. Pretty good guns. It's got a lot of consumables, right? You've got the heel,
just about everyone,
right? You've got a heel and a speed boost and all the rest, and the smoke. Yep. So it's got a lot of flexibility, and I guess maybe now that as I sit here and talk about it, it makes a little more sense that that flexible kit gives it a lot of tools to use in a lot of different situations.
It's good in a pushing environment. The heel allows it to be a little bit more forgiving if it takes a random torpedo, it gets caught out and gets hammered for a little bit, all that good stuff. The other thing to note is on the other side, if you look at where Fratstar for Life is with this Des Moines, that's a very safe approach to the Echo 1 corner of that island. in the middle of the map. And then, of course, you've got that Harugumo Battleship Nagato. Harugumo is a very good hiding ship that you use to basically blunt an enemy push. So from our perspective, looking at this, they've kind of signaled that that's their play. They're focusing more on the Charlie side, Steve side over on East, and West is going to be more of a kite away plan.
Look at all of these torpedoes moving through the ACAP.
Oh, yeah.
Just what is this, 27 torpedoes now out here trying to look for Hitake, who was able to pick up the ACAP before they're going to push him off. He's got some nice, convenient kamikaze-sized holes in these salvos. He's fine.
Yes, and we're about to figure out if that Shimakaze Dyer is using 20s or 12s, and it looks to me like these are 20s.
Those look like 20s to me, as Fratstar is spotted making his run down the one line to this island. I was a little surprised. I was expecting the smoke to come in from Dyer.
Go to the other side quickly. Go to the east side. We are seeing some contact made from that pushing trio, as all three of them are now grouping up for warmth and to get out the torpedoes.
Sharing paint, are they right here? But BONKS is going to get caught by the island. Not enough room for him to sneak in with that Napoli smoke. He's going to get left behind here for a bit.
Well, Turret Bonk actually pit maneuvered him. He turned his rudder and shoved BONKS' nose right into that island.
Yep. Bal's going to be a little hung out here. He'll be able to catch up. Napoli's pretty quick. But maybe a bit of exposure here, depending on how this goes.
That does mean, though, that once Addy's smoke expires, which is only in about 30 seconds, BONKS is going to need to catch up and get in position to use his smoke as soon as possible. So you would expect that group to slow down, Addy and Turret. They're not doing that. They're still going.
They are going full on, and BONKS is now out of the smoke, lit as he cuts. He's kind of cutting to the inside now, back more towards the 9 line. And, KSC had really set up to kind of receive this push with the light cruisers. Good Citadel hits there on Warp Chaos. Yeah. Big hits from Addy, I think.
We didn't talk much about KSC's setup, but if you look, they're actually setting up to receive on both sides, which is very interesting.
Yeah, and we saw a couple of teams yesterday kind of, I don't want to call it an error. It's too early to call it that, but make this play, and it didn't always work out. So we'll have to see. It works out well if potentially your opponents maybe overplay their hand and get a little too aggressive. But a team like BONKS, I have a hard time imagining they're going to fall into that trap.
That's right. So we'll have to see what if Addy's going to be able to get out of here, if they're going to be able to take down Warp Chaos.
Well, they know now that Addy's smoke is offline, so lots of focus fire coming in from Addy. They know that was the Napoli that was in the lead that burned its smoke a moment ago. Looks like Addy and Turret now trying to post up and grab a little bit of island cover.
There he goes.
Warp Chaos. Definitely the early focus target here on the C flank.
Yep, Addy and Turret Bonk having a bit of a beach party over there.
Yep. As now this push for BONKS has absolutely paid dividends. They have pushed these guys well back off of C. They currently hold the C cap and the A cap, and what had been about a 180-point lead for KSC has started to evaporate here on the back of this BONKS push.
Yep. Meanwhile, look at the Z-52, Aussie Zeus and Hitake Hiyoshi kind of hanging out together. I think they're trying to find a way to get into A without getting steamrolled.
Well, it's going to be tough. As soon as one of them touches that cap, they're going to trigger the Fratstar radar. In fact, Fratstar lit on the surface right now, so he knows someone is lurking around where he's visible.
Yep. And you can see the two destroyers are trying to work together to torpedo that safe spot. Oh, there goes Turret Bonk.
They were focusing Turret Bonk on the other side of the map, so KSC answering with a kill of its own as Addy manages to dodge these gearing torpedoes going down his port side over here.
Yeah, that's going to put him in trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because now Addy's kind of hung out. His smoke is offline for another 40 seconds. But, let's see, those are shots for those. Are those Conqueror shots? No, we can't have that range.
No, surely not. Coming up on the replay here, we just saw...
Yep. So Addy's smoke still offline for a bit, trying to struggle through and make sure that survives to that happen. But I think they're going to have to pull him back off his cap, just like they did with BONKS now.
Do you notice Battleship Nagato's Harugumo has been rotated? He's now approaching the northern part of the cap.
I see that well, and Aegis Wings' Moskva is well spotted on the south end of that cap. In fact, Aegis himself on about half HP, been taking some solid hits.
Battleship Nagato opening up, letting them all know where he is, and then smoking.
Yep, they're trying to farm out this Moskva. He's just outside. He's outside of the Moskva's range as well.
Yep.
Oh,
Nice hit
good
coming in
hits.
from the side there.
Good hits for America's Montana there, way up on the B line, landing those shells into the Moskva. In fact, Aegis is now a big pick target. It's like there's at least 5 different ships shooting at him.
Yeah, even Fratstar for life is shooting with his Des Moines. That's got to be a range Des Moines, huh?
Let's see, what's the range there?
About 16 and
about
change.
16 and change. Yeah, it's very possible. Aegis is going to probably go down here. I have a hard time imagining a world where they're able to preserve this ship.
Well, Hatake is putting a smoke down. If he can break contact,
Trying to break the line of sight. That's right. Let's see what he can do here. Montana shells coming in from the B line
I
here.
don't think it's going to
No,
work.
it's not
No.
going to matter.
Wow, the Des Moines gets the kill.
Kill secured there. BONKS with the lead now. 40 points and growing. A ship lead and a cap lead here as we approach the halfway mark of the game.
That's right.
Now, have a look over on the 1-2 line. I think I see a bit of a response to Fratstar's position shaping up here, Zach.
Well, we do see the Conqueror, John the Impaler, and John the Pickles, Venezia.
Mm-hmm.
So they're sending both of the Johns,
Double Johns.
double Johning, up towards the Des Moines position. Of course, Dyer is there as well with the Shimakaze to make John feel a little bit less comfortable with this push. He's about to discover these torpedoes.
He's kind of turning into them as well, just a hair.
While he sees the shells coming in from the Montana.
He's going to slow down and take just one of these, I think, right on the belt. But
Yep.
is it going to be a flood? There is a flood.
He's not TCPing.
No, he's not. He knows it was just the one rack, so he's going to sit on the flood. He is using one of his fancy British heels, though, to try to power through the flood and the fire.
That's right.
Conqueror can get away with that, right? That crazy heel, all of the flood and fire damage is 100% repairable,
Yes.
so he can just ignore it. In fact, he manages to dodge the next salvo.
Very
He
nice
gets himself exposed to this AP salvo.
Oh,
Not as punishing as it could have been.
no.
Have a look back at the B cap. You can also see BONKS ready to make a play here of their own.
Yes.
Savoy and Harugumo trying to tag team this, knowing that the radar is off the board.
Now, going back to real quick on that, you're talking about the Conqueror. One of the important things, too, about John's decision to use the heel early is you want it to cycle up again as quickly as possible.
Yep.
So don't worry about the DCP. Get the heel back up. So
Indeed.
very smart. Addy, by the way, Napoli being forced back on the 9 line, being chased by the Wooster gearing combination.
Yep.
I don't know if Addy's going to be able to survive this.
It looks like his last heel is about to expire. So if they can keep him lit and keep him under pressure, they can get this kill. It's points that KSC really needs. Montana salvo coming in behind Addy now.
Oh, yeah.
Earns.
Ugh.
Gets a couple of points in there that could be significant. And still lit. Shells continuing to fall.
That's right. Now the Narc 7 now is at the extreme edge of that death snail smoke. He's stopping, but I wonder if he's going to go forward to try to make sure he gets that kill. He's
John's-
much at extreme range.
Looking back at the 1 line, John's Conqueror took a huge hit from something. He was at about 55 or 60,000 hit points a minute ago, but something slapped him silly apparently as he made this turn up to the island. And now it looks to me almost like it's pretty well. I would say BONKS had a health advantage with the Montana here. They absolutely do.
Yeah, Hidden Stats is Ohio. We were mentioning that. Took a couple of Shimakaze torpedoes north of between B and C there. Nothing catastrophic, but they are trying to take down JD Red 5's Montana, who's quite low as well.
8 minutes to play. KSC picks up C and picks up Addy, which is a huge points gain for them. It's them caught up on ships, but their Montana, JD Red 5, under extreme pressure here. He's going to go down.
Yep, here he goes. Torpedoes from the Grozovoy. We're seeing the replay now, by the way, of I think that's Addy going down.
Yep, got some Montana shells right through his stern.
But I do want to comment. I don't like what I'm seeing with KSC over here at this one-lined island. Like they got to the island.
They got there and then kind of just chilling.
It's like they don't know what to do necessarily.
Well, and it feels a little bad because most of the Shimakaze torps would have been on cooldown by the time they got there.
Yes.
But now, in fairness to them, BONKS saw this coming. You remember, America's Montana position was way up north.
Now he's brought back down.
He has been brought back down now and is in a much better position to provide close support to Fratstar than he was 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Yep. Now we're watching JD Red 5 take those torpedoes and go down. Another battleship off the board.
Only 100 points between these two teams. KSC closing the gap. 7 minutes to play here in Game 1. As BONKS is also trying to pressure the north end of the B cap again. They snuck Battleship Nagato on here. Aussie Zeus lurking back in this cap. Hydro running to keep that from.
Todd Howard's is in trouble. He got detected.
Yep.
He's turning in. He's got torpedoes right in front of him. People shooting him on the side.
He's pinned between several different ships.
Dodge.
Dodge.
Do it again.
He's not going to be able to dodge the second set.
Down.
Yes, he takes the lead now. 20 points, 6.5 minutes to go. Lead is growing because they hold the cap advantage. You know, you almost have to wonder if maybe KSC realized they were going to win these other fights
and called off the push.
Called off the push, the 1-2 line. Like, no, guys, we don't want to throw your ships away. Keep your points on the board.
It's better to be safe than to risk it, especially if you can't guarantee at least a trade.
Yep.
So that might have been the play. That's very smart if that's the case.
John the Impaler taking a big salvo there. 13K coming in from Murica's Montana.
Yeah, we just followed the shells right into him.
Yeah, just a huge hit. That's the thing about Conqueror. She's got a lot of staying power, but on individual salvos, very, very small.
Absolutely.
From proper battle. I don't think battleship shells, but that's not even true. Some of the big super cruisers and even some of the heavy cruisers Citadel this ship at the right time.
That's right. Still, Impaler's still alive. He's on the border. His DCP is active right now.
Hidden Stats is Ohio now. Into the B cap. Going to force Aussie to pull out of here.
He needs to do something. He's got to make a play, at least stop the point game.
Yep, they've got to slow down the points game. Both teams ticking up one cap now as we approach 5 minutes to play. KSC's about to cross over that ever-crucial 900-point mark. That's kind of the danger range. At that point, a single kill could end the game.
And speaking of single kill, John the Impaler quite low again. He's still being farmed. He's dark now. They can't see him anymore.
Can't see him.
Which is huge. In 30 seconds, he gets one last super heal.
Yep, that is significant. They've managed to extract John out of here, but John the Pickle, of course, still a little caught out in a 3v1 here. They could also push him and try to punch him out, but it's a risk now, right? Because KSC being where they are on the points lead, if you push him and he managed to kill a ship with two at the wrong time, even if he trades first, the game could end before your shells land.
That's absolutely correct. Doesn't matter that they're in the air.
Exactly.
So Aussie Zeus being pushed farther south of B cap. That means most likely KSC will pick up, BONKS will pick up the B cap.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to stop the B cap. They might get some resets.
Stats lift the cap.
He ducked out of the cap. What happened there? Did he drift out of it? He did. Yeah. He was trying to stop, but wasn't able to pull the handbrake in time.
You know what? I think he doesn't feel comfortable knowing that there's a Z there. You got lots of coming in.
Yep.
Let the destroyer take the cap.
The Hugamo is lit because he's firing. So they may try for some resets on him, but at least if he's in the cap, that's points that KSC isn't ticking up.
Look at everything coming in for John the Pickle now. Red Star getting shot right here. Almost killed.
There it is. They do. That's a huge kill. Flips the lead back.
Yes, it does. And now all of a sudden, that middle cap is really precious. But torpedoes coming in on Nagato. Takes one.
Just the one, though. It gets reset a bit.
He needs to go down.
If it takes a place, Aussie's blind firing in there now, landing shells even.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
You got it.
You got it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
French radar, as you like to call it.
French radar, as we like to call it. That's right. We're seeing now the torpedo hit on the Haragumo.
Points between these two teams, each team ticking up a cap. 1 minute on the timer, 3 minutes on the game clock. KSC a little behind now. They've got to make a push, and it might come with BONKS. If they kill BONKS, this could be over, Zath.
Oh, they need to kill BONKS, they got to kill Nagato. One of those two.
I don't think they're going to get Nagato. He's going to be able to chill in the smoke unless Aussie's Hydro is up. Oh, Aussie's Hydro is up in 10 seconds.
He's going straight for him.
Aussie's Hydro is up in 10 seconds. They're going to be able to see him and maybe kill him off. So
20 seconds left in the game.
Two potential timer, but Aussie's going to step in, give them a little bit of breathing room. Just enough. Oh my goodness!
Right here.
There it is.
Boom.
KSC
just like that.
Seconds to win.
6 seconds. Now, can Aussie just live?
And
I think he's okay. He's okay.
Wow! What a finish! What a finish, Zach.
Unbelievable.
We were talking last night. Like we had originally talked about casting the other match, and it was like, well, yeah, because that'd be really fun. And we started talking about more. Like, yeah, but why don't we? Let's go look at BONKS KSC. And I feel like.
All right, so yeah, we made the decision to do this match. I I don't know about you, Raptor. I'm quite entertained.
Absolutely.
And this is the first battle of many today. This
Game
is how
one,
you
ladies and
start,
gentlemen.
This is how you start day 4 of a competitive event.
That's right.
In World of Warships.
Are
ladies
you
and
not
gentlemen.
entertained? Well, I hope that you enjoyed that game. I'd say settle in for a little bit of analysis from the analysis desk here. We'll see you guys back in a minute for game 2.
Sounds good.
Game 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of BONKS versus KSC. KSC winning that first battle literally in the final seconds of the game. Will we see the same thing here? Remember, guys, if KSC, well, no, this is a best of 5.
Best of 5.
So we are going at least, what, 2 more
least 2 more
battles
games.
in this game. So, Raptor, what do we see BONKS taking in this game?
All right, coming into the north side of the appropriately named north, BONKS is bringing Montana, Kremlin, Worcester, Salem, Napoli, Moskva, fronted by Gearing, Curious, and a Ragnar this time. Dyer shifting over to that particular. Is KSC fielding from the south pole?
Well, KSC is bringing, once again, an incomparable. Oh my, indeed. And then they've got their Kremlin. They've got a Des Moines, a Salem, a Minotaur. Now let's check real quick and see. This is indeed a Minotaur. Hatake Hiyoshi has
Excellent
radar. They've also got the Moskva. And we've got Gearing, Daring, Shimakaze. Aussie Zeus Raptor is using 20-kilometer range torpedoes.
Excellent. Good to know. Now, unlike last game, we're going to see a little bit of early action here at the B cap. Yep, there it is. Malikin and Todd Howard's immediately detecting each other. Two hydro destroyers having a quick peek at the middle of the board, both taking pot shots.
Yeah, but Todd Howard's hydro will reach farther, and I believe Malikin...
Absolutely, Matt. It is literally twice the range of Malikin's hydro bubble, so Malikin well lit now, stuck up against that island. Anybody who wants to have free shots at him from BONKS will have those. They'll be able to throw dump shells in that direction. Now, it might have caused a little bit of an early smoke here from Cowboy. Wondering if they were afraid that Todd Howard's might push through that gap. Both the Minotaur from Cowboy and Fratstar's Worcester now being smoked up near the sea cap. In fact, we're going to have a little bit of light cruiser action here.
Well, yeah.
Both of them radar.
You say we also have a radar party as everybody's just hitting their eyelid.
Yep. This is an all radar party here. Oh, big hit on Fratstar from the incomparable.
Yep. We just
shells. Red 5 announces his presence in the match with 20-inch British shells.
That's right. There at Fratstar. Fratstar's like, can't stay.
Yeah. Hatake having to back off, taking a torpedo in the stern. Both of these radar light cruisers getting beat up early.
Yeah.
More shells going in on Fratstar.
Fratstar takes the torpedo.
Oh my goodness.
He had it. He swung a little bit too much.
Wow.
Took it right there on the side, that one little pixel,
Yeah, and he's flooding. Stuck with that flood for a bit.
There's a promotional video where a torpedo bounces off of a cruiser, and I'll bet you Fratstar really wishes that mechanic was a part of the game.
Oh my goodness. Fratstar definitely putting off the wear on that exchange. Oh yeah. Taking a gearing torpedo and a massive salvo from JD's incomparable. Let's look at the other flank, Zap. What's going on at C?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet over here. They're pushing Aussie off the cap here. Back kind of half already.
Got the radar up, detected him. Also, get out there, try to send his 20-kilometer torpedoes up the typical channel, and you can see the Kremlin was the target and obviously was able to dodge most of everything.
Aussie's been beat to within a quarter of his health this quickly, less than 4 minutes, and BONKS just more or less assassinating him. I mean, not quite. He's still around, but it's going to change how he plays the rest of the game.
That's right.
In fact, BONKS setting up for what looks to be a pretty solid push down the 9-10 line over here, Zach.
So before we looked at that, go back to the 1-2 right now. We've got Cowboy, some torpedoes inbound on this smoke. We might take a gearing torpedo right here. No.
Just cut the throttle. There he goes.
Wow. Nicely done.
One of the things that a lot of these well advanced, well experienced destroyer players know how to do, Zap, is joggle their throttle.
Yeah.
Because once you cut your throttle, your ship handles differently.
Yes.
And it gives you more tools to better dodge torpedoes.
Oh, absolutely. 9-10 line, we do have a push that's starting to form. Napoli, Salem.
Yeah, Kremlin and Salem sort of set to receive this down here. KSC doesn't look like they're really interested in making a play for the CCAP. Looks like they're just set up to hold these BONKS ships in position over here.
That's right. And meanwhile, the little back and forth is still happening at B. KSC picks up the B cap. Todd Howard's realizing he can't sit there forever.
Now, shout out to Malikan's Daring, who sat there for several minutes and waited out Todd Howard's hydro.
Yes.
Once it's finally down, Cap picked up the cap for KSC, and now is just lurking there in support with an RX-7, hoping they can catch a glimpse of this Z-52.
Yeah.
Addy Salem just took a big hit. Must have been the Kremlin?
I mean...
Yeah, John's guns are looking that way.
He is kind of...
Oh,
yeah.
No, that's the Moskva. That's Aegis' Moskva. Brilliant salvo.
And meanwhile, Bob Bonks is using his Inky to try and get behind the island cover here. I think they've realized they can't really push much past here.
So just like we saw in Game 1, Bonks surrendering some map control here early, down about 120 points. It feels to me like they're doing, but they're not this game as they did last game.
Now, Malikan is now under radar threat. Dyer hitting him with the Ragnar. Todd Howard's is now also under radar threat from Hatake Hiyoshi's radar.
Notice they pushed Todd Howard. They've got Todd Howard's kind of pinned.
Yes,
if
they
he backs
do.
up far enough to avoid the Minotaur, one is right there waiting for him.
Yeah, well, man with an RX-7, my friend, alone.
Nothing.
Nope. But it does push him back a little bit into cover.
7 minutes gone. It's been mostly KSC up to this point. Some big salvos from them. No kills for either team. And coming up on about a 200-point lead as they hold A and B more or less.
Right.
Todd Howard's now back on the... How is he lit, I wonder?
Not sure.
Oh, the Des Moines radar's up. Man with an RX-7's Des Moines radar is up. The Minotaur shells are just raining down on Todd Howard. They're going to pick... He's going, Zap. They're going to get him right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
400 HP. I want you to... Oh, shells.
Oh, there you go.
It goes.
There you go. It's like, hello, can you kill him now, please? Let's go.
First blood goes to KSC as Atake now has to avoid torpedoes. He's going to take one amidships there, one peering torp, but he's still a good trade.
Oh, absolutely. Can we just take a moment and appreciate the fact that even though KSC is up one ship, look at the health disparity. They still have less health than BONKS.
They do indeed, actually, and I'm assuming is that's because of the cruiser lineup, but it's not. Some of it is attributable to the incomparable choice. Incomparable comes in with like what 30,000 left.
That's true.
But I think so far they're definitely getting their money's worth out of this incomparable over on the one line. Just the punishment he delivered to Fratstar, and it changed how Fratstar had to play those first few minutes. That's a big difference.
Oh yes, absolutely. Forced to play a little bit more cautiously. He's still sitting in that doom snail. He is still, firing at Yoshi, but a lot less now than it before.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge because Nagato's gearing over on the one line, trying to keep eyes on Red 5, who only has about a 10.5 kilometer. That's a challenge when you've got a radar light cruiser sitting around with a 10 kilometer radar. You've got a very narrow needle to trying to stay out of the radar and trying to keep that.
Extra long range shells from that Flame Tana there coming in at 32 kilometers. On the other
down.
Yeah, he came in and set a fire, and that's going to come right here, right there. Montana burning out a Kremlin.
Wow. Big kill for BONKS. They needed those. They're still over 50 points down at this stage. Got to start somewhere.
That's right. Well, I mean, so now that does open up the path for BONKS to at least push into CCAP. They need the point gain. They have 0 point gain right now.
Yeah, they haven't gained a single point all game, and we're almost to the halfway mark.
Nice guy. Kremlin just takes a torpedo right now from Aussie Zeus's ship. But yeah, I mean, I think BONKS has a lot of assets on the 9-10 line that need to go elsewhere.
They really need to get these. They're for lack of a better way to put it, they're kind of getting drugged over on the 1-2 side, or at least they're not haven't able to do much. Although they are maybe getting Hitake's Minotaur off the board right here.
Well, he's detected. He's in trouble. He's currently healing right now. Super heal's going on.
All right, Fratstar getting low as well. Now, 1,400 points for Fratstar.
Right.
And he's still got 1 heal left, but it's 60 seconds.
That's right.
Red 5's got his shells. His plane got the shells from the Incomparable with his spotter in the air. Let's see if he can land these shells on Fratstar. During this kill would be big.
It needs to happen. He does. Nice.
Big kill for KSC after surrendering the CCAP. They're closing in on. They just crossed over 800 points. Only 9 minutes to play.
On top of that, now Battleship Nagato just used his smoke in order to try to keep Fratstar, undetected. So that means he no longer has that smoke as a tool. Should Cowboy go in with his gearing and bump,
Right.
with the Minotaur to back him, Take looks like he's kind of running away.
It feels to me now like BONKS pulling their ships off the 1-2 line. They're kind of leaving Nagato over there, I think, to keep things honest.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it feels like they're realizing they're going to have to try to collapse on the middle of the board and bag some kills before they can really get control of things. They're trying to focus Aegis's Moskva. That's Murica's Montana and Dyer's Ragnar both throwing shells. But look at these gearing torps coming in from Murica's Montana. Right. He's going to take at least 2 of these. One in the bow and one in the...
And now Aegis pushing up into the lead with the Moskva, trying to make sure that I guess they hold that position. Now the concern with that, of course, is now he's kind of trapped. If the Napoli can get around behind him,
Well,
that'd be a problem.
It's going to be the forces on the BONKS 9, the BONKS forces on the 9 are slowly trying to redeploy here, right? You're seeing Addie's Salem come off the 10 line, BONKS' Napoli through the CCAP onto the 7 line.
Yep.
Racing to get into this battle, running out of under 60 seconds now to a KSC win here in game 2. And it just feels like I'm just not getting time. They're going to have to bag a kill.
Right.
Aegis seems to be the most logical choice, but he's still got 20,000 hit points and 3 more heals, and he's about to have another heal available in
And
10 seconds.
there's 40 seconds left in the game points-wise, assuming nothing else changes. So you're absolutely right. They need to get it. The only thing that they can really possibly hit. Oh, Hitake's now detected. Here comes some shells on him.
That could be huge.
Oh,
Needs to get away.
20 seconds. Nope, that's
Nope,
it.
there it is. BONKS loses a ship. Battleship Nagato back over at the ACAP.
Yeah.
Going down. That's the trick. That's the. It felt like that 9-10 line push just took just a little too long to develop. Maybe about 2 minutes, you think? I'm not sure.
Well, they took a while to develop, then they started moving, and then they stopped when they ran into resistance. And
Right.
they're like, well, now what?
Yeah.
And then by the time you're right, they decided, okay, we need to be somewhere else. Well, that's it.
So both teams go back to training room to get ready for that, and I guess let's throw it over to the commentator couch and see what they have to say about Game 2.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to Game 3. BONKS and KSC continues here as we zone into Crash Zone Alpha. This is a do-or-die game for BONKS. Zaf, talk to me about their lineup as we zone into Crash Zone Alpha.
Okay, so BONKS is bringing Montana, Yamato, Des Moines, double Napoli, Moskva gearing, Shimakaze with 20-kilometer torpedoes, and a Grozovoi.
Grozovoy.
Yes. What do we see with KSC today?
KSC opting for a little more traditional battleships this game as JD Red 5 swaps his incomparable for a Kremlin. Matched up with John the Impaler's Kremlin, same as last game. Rounding things out with double Des Moines, Minotaur, and Moskva, fronted by Gearing, Daring, and a Grozovoy of their own. Both teams fielding a Grozovoy, Zaf.
Yeah, I think they want a little bit of that flexibility that the Grozovoy offers.
Well, and we talked about that earlier in the series, right? She's an excellent destroyer with a lot of tactical options for her. And she's getting a buff soon, right?
Right.
The torpedoes will go from 10 kilometers to 12 kilometers. Almost makes you wonder if maybe you'll see more Grozovoy in these kinds of events.
Why not? You're taking a ship that's already somewhat being used, and then you're making it better.
Yeah, could be.
We were talking yesterday about the possibility that Yu Yang also, showing up more because of the buff.
Indeed. All right, just like we saw in the previous game, Cowboys Gearing and Hitake's Minotaur for KSC teamed up. They're going to work the bottom end of the B cap here, as it looks like they're going to get this more or less for free. Not a single bonk ship interested in contesting the B cap. We saw this kind of play from them way back in game 1 as well.
Yeah, it makes sense to have your Minotaur up in a position to just overwatch B here as Cowboy gets the easy cap. Now the question is going to be, where is Hitake going to go after this cap is done? Because obviously he can't sit here when the smoke go on. He's got to be in cover.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because it feels like he's probably going to go Gearing it. That's his smoke buddy, right?
Well, that's why I mentioned this, because he's currently pointed the opposite
wrong way.
direction.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
I think he's going to head towards the island and use that as cover until Cowboy's got the next round of smoke available. But Cowboy has already got his engines on, and he's turning around.
Well, KSC picks up B early. They'll start accruing points. This is almost exactly the same thing that's happened in the previous 2 games of the series. They grab an early cap, put early pressure on. As KSC forces that have deployed up to sea, that's Malik and Daring. Chaos's Des Moines and John the Impaler's Kremlin are kind of up here in a 3v5 for the moment. Double Napoli Gearing Des Moines, that's Fratstar, and Hidden Stats is Yamato, kind of all bearing down on them at this end of the map.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the more aggressive positioning of Fratstar in the smoke. I mean, he did the same thing last game. He was in the Worcester, this time in the Des Moines, but usually what we've seen on a push like this is that Des Moines is with the Napoli going all the way instead of in the middle. He wants to get his radar available.
Fratstar, Zaf, this game might be going south for him quicker than he would want. It's going to depend on the range of these torpedoes. His hydro is up.
Oh, yes.
Here goes the radar. He's able to dodge the torpedoes. But the radar's coming up empty. Actually, is he going to dodge them?
He'll be okay.
Yeah, he's good. Oh, okay, they just ran out of range. Well, that was happening down at the A cap. Who was that picked that up? Aussie Zeus's Grozovoy did pick up the cap. Todd Howard's is Shimakata get to contest it.
And detected.
Yep. He was under radar, I think, for a bit from John. Was that where that came from? Yeah, John's radar's on cooldown.
Yep. So, I mean, that'll push him off the cap. You can see now Dyer is coming back in, so tag him in and have him be the next target when John
the radar comes up.
Radar's available. Exactly.
It's a smart play. The Grozovoy can take the fire a little better. Not only does he have more health, as we mentioned earlier, he has those heals.
That's right. Which gets exemplified if you've got the survivability expert.
Now, you were wondering earlier where Hitake and Cowboy would deploy to next. You were right. Cowboy turned around and they're up north. Cowboy now laying smoke in E6, headed up towards the C cap. Hitake entering that smoke now.
Yep. We have another Doom Snail face-off, just like last game.
Be very curious to see how close Hitake gets before he decides to pop his radar. I'm not sure they've gotten a glimpse of Battleship Nagato's gearing this game. Nagato's already well within the radar range of the...
But now...
one radar going up. That's Warp Chaos Des Moines radar from back on the 10 line.
So I like that decision to use Warped first to see what he can see. Obviously, you're sniffing out the push around up the north. And in the process, they captured the gearing.
Yep, they caught a look at the gearing. They might land a little chip damage on him, but the range and everything is not conducive to big damage.
No. No, but that does keep the Minotaur's radar available if necessary.
Absolutely. That keeps that in reserves. If they can work a destroyer into that cap, they can potentially try and, push him back off again, or push any opposition back off again, I suppose.
That's right. That's right.
KSC works out to about 120 point lead here, 6 minutes into the game. Bonks now getting back onto A as Dyer's Grozaboy steps on. John's radar is ready, but not opting to use it just yet. He's moving up a bit. There he goes.
Yeah, John the Impaler is being farmed a little bit in the Kremlin. He's got some torpedoes. I don't think they're going to hit him. Really depends on what he decides to do with his W and S keys.
John the Pickles moving up, finally going to get shells downrange on Dyer's Grozaboy and get some resets in the cap.
John will take the torpedo here. In the Kremlin.
Oh, up north at C. You're looking at C. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, they've actually farmed him down decently. He's got about half health here.
Yeah, he kind of got stuck out in the open. And, battleships take a while to stop, and they take even longer to start backing up.
Oh, yes.
So, and we're seeing in the replay there that the torpedo hitting amidships on John the Impaler.
For the moment, KSC managing to defend A on the back of John the Pickle's Moskva radar. They push Dyer back off the cap and continue to build that lead out to about 130 points. Still growing, playing really solid cap defense at A and C.
Yes.
As BONKS still trying to find their way into a cap and into a lead.
Yes. Now, KSC, of course, up 2-0. If this is a KSC victory, then that's it.
Absolutely. BONKS' back is against the wall. They've got to win this game if they want to go on to the North American Finals.
Now, whoever loses it does get the loser's bracket, correct?
Correct. They will continue to play.
So they still have a shot at third.
Yes.
Howard's now getting into A. He seems to be... Well, he's just got detected from a radar. That would be Mammoth and RX-7's Des Moines radar.
Yep, Des Moines picking him up along the bottom end of the cap. John the Pickle has reversed too far for shots. He's racing back forward, trying to get up there for the reset. Looks like Kremlin shells coming in on Todd Howard. Big hit.
Oh, yeah.
They do manage to get the reset there and some warship damage on Todd. Definitely at A, KSC's very obviously playing a defensive game, right? We own this cap. We have 2 radars here. Good luck breaking in. And BONKS seems to finally realize they're going to really struggle with it. They're rotating Dyer's Grozaboy back toward mid. They're now in a gunfight with Hitaki's Minotaur.
That's right. Todd Howard's is extremely low. Fratstar, though, really low. What happened to him? He just got whacked hard. And there he goes.
Down from Derry. I wonder if they picked him up and spoke somehow. I'm curious. I'll have to wait for the replay to come back up here in a minute.
Yeah,
we'll check that out when it happens. But
take a look.
Either way, KSC on a ship right now. Not really seeing, they sent the Minotaur back to B, and so now if you're BONKS, gotta get it out. You've got to do something back a kill. And in fact, Zaf, have a look at his Napoli 9. He's going for the YOLO charge with John on one side and Chaos on the other.
All right, he wants the hero play as John the Impaler is going to take a torpedo from the other Napoli.
One set of torpedoes.
That'll take him out right there.
No, not quite. Now they get him.
Dead. There he goes.
Ram on the Des Moines with 1,200 HP. He's going to get it, Zaf. He's going to get it.
He's turning.
He's going to get it right here.
There it is. That was a delayed ram if I ever saw one.
What a big hero play from BONKS, clearing out 2 ships on the 10 line and kind of leaving Malakin's Daring a little hung out here.
Yeah.
It ties things up on kills, but BONKS still needs to get back onto a cap somewhere, I think.
Yeah, we're seeing the shells coming in now on Fratstar for Life's Des Moines.
Oh, yeah, he took a big... I think that was blind salvo from the Kremlin?
It looked like it,
Goodness gracious, what a hit.
So you were talking about a defensive battle at A, and one thing I wanted to comment on with KSC is normally you see a team that'll grab the cap and then they will get into a fadeaway position and be ready to receive the push.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They said, we're just going to stay right here and just chomp you up if you decide to come back.
So far it's been working. Back together again here, working the edge of the B cap.
Oh, look at Malikan north of B.
Malikan's very caught out. He's very exposed up here. I'm surprised he's been sitting here this long. Was he trying to lure Addy in for the kill, I wonder?
Well, You maybe, but then look, he just dumped both of his racks of
He
torpedoes.
just dumped the racks and ran. Addy's going to take maybe 2 of these, but it's not going to be enough to kill the Napoli.
That's what I mean.
No, he only takes 1. Oh, Napoli's too skinny. And now the daring is that ship.
He's going to be detected. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
And now Addy's like, ooh,
he's in
food.
trouble. This is food between the SAP
Yeah.
secondaries and Addy's main battery. Malikan is in trouble.
And he saw both racks of torps go by. He knows Malikan does not have torpedoes.
Exactly right. He knows Malikan has nothing to throw at him that could be catastrophically game-changing.
All right, Addy is turning, and he's turning on his Super Saiyan sap shells right now.
And Hatake takes a torpedo and smoke back at B. He's quite low. He's actually lit in the smoke. Not sure how. Dyer's in a gunfight with him, and
Proxy spotted by Battleship Nagato's
I
gearing.
see it. Nagato's gearing right across the island.
Yes. Todd Howards goes down, though. John the Pickle takes him out.
Yep, he was getting low. There goes Hatake's Minotaur in the middle of the board.
Oh, look at this. Malikan got his smoke back up.
Malikan got his smoke off. That buys him some time, but he's going to need a lot of help. And now the KSC forces today have got to get into the fight because everybody north of the G line is a destroyer.
So that smoke does buy Malikan desperate time he needs to get his heel back up in 30 seconds. He should be able to get his heel going. Addy's like, I've got a plane. Malikan now detected.
Yep. 1 salvo. Oh my goodness, 1100 of fire. He has to put the fire right out. 15 seconds to the heel. He's detected again.
Yes.
Oh no, are the guns reloaded? It's the the secondaries.
Right.
The SAP secondaries on the Napoli bag a huge deal for BONKS. They closed it within 130 points with only 7.5 minutes on the timer, and they picked up B.
I'll tell you what, it's almost the moment that I said, hey, if this goes 3-0, they're done. And it's almost like at that moment they made that realization.
I'll tell you right now, the Napoli hero play from BONKS rewritten the book on this game.
What a play.
Now KSC still holds the lead. But they're down a battleship, down a ship overall. They're going to have a hard time breaking back in, I think, not because there's no radar, but simply because the 2 surviving BONKS destroyers have so much HP.
Well, and you said that KSC has lead, which is true, but there will be a lead change before the end of the battle if nothing else happens.
Yeah, lead change is coming.
America's Montana, now the farm target for KSC. He's on fire, trying to get out of there.
Yeah, but he's got a long way to go. He's got 3 heals still left. Yeah, he's on fire. But...
Look at hidden stats as Yamato just saying, all right, leave my friend alone.
Yeah. Yeah, Yamato is rotating back to get into this fight and relieve some of the pressure as he runs north.
Yeah, he's shooting that man with the RX-7's Des Moines right now.
Good shell. Oh, goodness gracious. RX at least 274 right there.
Yeah.
Brilliant shot from now RX-7 is easily the pick target for BONKS if they can convert this kill.
Oh. Moskva.
RX-7 healing, trying to get into this.
Montana, Flame Tana coming in.
He goes down to 100 HP.
There it is.
BONKS out to their first lead game on the strength of their ship and cap advantage here. 6 minutes to play.
That's right. But Dyer now being shot at, losing some hit points there.
It's not going to be enough, though. Again, that Krozovoy heal. He's on his last one, but he's still going to have about 7,000 HP when it's all said and done.
And also Cowboy being run off the map.
Cowboy's going to get pinned against the edge of the map here. It's only a matter of time till they take him down.
Tried to do the cheeky torpedo cell into his own smoke.
Yep.
Didn't work for Nagato.
No, with 5 minutes to play, Zath, KSC is in a very, very desperate position. I have a hard time imagining a world where they can sneak back into this game. It's not over, but it's definitely slipping away. Cowboy's going to go off the board here in moments. He's going to get double-teamed by this Napoli and Gearing combo.
Yes. It's very tenuous as we watch the replay. We have an RX-7 just getting handled by those 18 inches.
That AP salvo was a thing of beauty.
That's right.
The loss of Cowboy, that away from a victory when he finally goes down. They're over 920 points now and continuing to tick up. There it is.
Goes.
25 seconds away from BONKS win. Looks like they're not ready to go home, Zach.
No, they are definitely not. They say losers bracket, not for us.
Not yet. Not today. What are we telling out of yes?
Not today.
Not today. Aussies who steps onto B, that's going to buy them seconds, but seconds only. And all Bonks has to do is not lose a ship, and they'll win in less than 20 seconds.
That's right. 10 more points to go.
And honestly, there's really nothing. I mean, if they could catch out Dyer, maybe, but I mean, he's got plenty. He's still got plenty of health. He would last more than 20 seconds.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. I hit the print screen, get myself a death pick.
Indeed. Bonks claims game here to force it.
No, they have not.
As what was it Boggsy said earlier? A barroom fight met a barroom fight and said, let's take this outside?
Yeah.
It definitely that game felt that way for sure.
Yeah, you better believe I'm titling this series Bar Fight.
Bar fight. I love it. I love it. All right, well, let's go back to our friends and see what they have to say.
I too would like a torpedo plushie. But in any case, let's get into game 4 of Bonks versus KSC. Bonks with 1 win, KSC with 2 wins. If KSC wins this, the series is over. If KSC does not win this, we will go to that promised land of casters.
Kazath.
Game 5.
The mecca of game 5.
Game 5. So, Raptor, what does Bonks have for this game?
Bonks, once again with the North spawn, coming in with Ohio, Yamato, Des Moines, Napoli, double Moskva, Gearing, Daring, and Shimakaze. How long is the torpedo range on those torpedoes for that Shimakaze?
Todd Howard has 20-kilometer torpedoes.
Excellent. Talk to me about the KSC lineup.
So KSC is bringing double Ohio, double Des Moines, Minotaur, Colbert,
Colbert.
right, Gearing, and Z52. Z52 on this map, not a bad pick. That extra hydro range can definitely be decisive.
Yeah,
in some parts of it.
We've seen teams take Z52 on Sea of Fortune before. And actually, if memory serves, it's been out of the rotation for a little while in these kinds of events, but it's back. I'm really glad it is, because this map produces so many entertaining matches. Kind of not unlike some of those ones that we caught yesterday. What man? Who was it we saw on Sea of Fortune yesterday that was so ridiculous? That very first game, but with Bonks on Sea of Fortune, that was just a stunningly good game. So I'm looking forward to more of that here.
That's right. That's right. We'll have to see as both teams are taking their initial positions. Both teams are set up to at least contest each of the caps on this map.
Certainly looks that way. Now KSC is going to look like they're going to take a little longer to do that. Katake's Minotaur has pushed all the way up into F6, right here between the B and the C cap, popped his radar. Now they've got Addy and Dyer's Daring lit here.
Look at Aussie, though. Look at the Z52.
Aussie is going to continue charging forward.
And now detected by Addy's Hydro.
Addy's Hydro is up. This feels like an overly bold play, but he's going to dash right up next to this island on the actual E6 on that side of the cap. Get a little damage. Yep, some Moscow shells, Ohio shells coming in.
Ouch.
Oh, that hurt pretty good. But he's going to sit right there and try to pick up B.
Now, what's interesting is that this play could have been very different had Addy reacted with his own radar when he was radared by Hatake Hiyoshi. But he probably figured, no problem, whatever. A lot of times you see radar cruisers, when they get radared, they counter radar to say, I can see you, buddy.
Yep. That didn't happen there. Addy with a little bit of discipline, just saying, no, not relevant yet. As it looks like Aussie is going to pick up B. I'm not sure anybody can get shells in there to reset it.
Right, and that discipline, like I said, might have backfired on him right there. Had he popped the radar earlier,
They would have seen Aussie coming.
exactly right. Instead of when he showed up on Hydro.
That's true. KSC right into B. We've seen them do this quite a bit. Almost all of the map strategies that we've seen them play thus far is that really, I won't say they hinge, but they definitely make a strong play for the middle cap.
Yes, that seems to be what we're noticing
Yeah.
in this day right now. Right?
Very much. As
In the
Bonks.
series.
Now, Bonks, this game does something that they have struggled to do up to this point, and that is pick up an early cap of their own to help kind of offset some of those early.
Yeah.
That's Battleship Nagato grabs A as he's building back towards mid now.
Oh, and hammered by what was that? It has to be the Ohio.
Could be. Although, you know what it might have been? No, it wasn't Red 5. Red 5 didn't have a shot. Well, let's see. Let's have a look. No, Red's guns aren't looking that way. If they push Addy back far enough, Red would have a shot.
No, I think that was Red 5.
It might have been.
Yeah. Regardless, look at Eddie now. He's at 100.
Still on this. John the Impaler's Ohio punches him in the face.
Oh, my goodness.
Out he goes. Just in good time, too, because Aussie's Hydro literally just ran out. it was on 5 to 10 seconds left. That kill shot. That's a big kill for KSC.
Wow. No need to argue over which Ohio hit the Des Moines best now, huh?
Doesn't matter now. A dead Des Moines is still a dead Des Moines.
That's right. That's right. Now, JD Red 5 is being focus fired a bit here. He's on fire. Force back. He's trying to heal. His DCP is available, though, as necessary.
Well, he's probably going to need it. Well, maybe. He's got some torpedoes coming in. He might take one in the stern. Actually, I think he's going to dodge ahead.
Here comes the downtown of Des Moines. From John the Impaler. You see all the EG
look at that sneak. Oh,
right over.
What a thing of beauty. Right over that gap. Shells falling right in there. Goodness. There's a reason I don't play a lot of battleships, Ath. I can't make shots like that.
There's a reason why you pay attention in math in high school and learn about parabolas.
Now, that is true. Shell ballistics is essentially geometry, and it's very important in this game. On a one-ship lead with tied cap, it is looking strong. Cowboy pushing it here. He's going to try and pick that up, and I don't think anybody from BONKS is going to be able to stop it.
That's right. Meanwhile, the video team has captured another extreme long-range salvo, just missing that Des Moines to the south there. That's Aegis Wings' position. Extreme range. That's Murica's Ohio.
Must have been.
Wow. And look at the BONKS push now into B. Gearing and Gearing both Dixon to get in.
Oh, the Minotaur's there. That's the pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
The Daring is bow in, stern in, so they're not going to get quite as much damage on the Daring as they might wish, but goodness.
That's right. It's still quite a bit. I mean,
it still adds up. A lot of little shots adds up to a big shot.
Right. And, Dyer is taking a while to react. He's finally moved back. He's dark. He's at 4,000 health and still dropping. Yep.
Dyer definitely coming off worse in that exchange as Minotaur torps are coming in, and those destroyers have their hydro running. Well, Gearing doesn't have hydro.
No.
Gearing hydro is offline for 35 more seconds.
That's right. But I don't think those torpedoes will have the gas. I think they will run out.
I think you're probably right. Dyer looking like he's going to be able to reverse into a gap, and it's going to be tight, but he's good.
Oh,
they had the range,
just barely.
Ohio Shell's coming in for Atake, but nothing doing.
Look at Cowboy's position. I'm surprised he didn't keep going. If he had just kept going.
Yeah, they could have caught out the Daring. I mean, at this point, why risk it?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, why risk it? You've got a ship lead and a cap lead. You're comfortable. 7.5 minutes in, you've got a 120-point lead. It's going to keep growing. Don't need to get greedy.
Right.
Preserve that ship HP for a potential later play that might be more critical.
Meanwhile, Minotaur continuing to hit Dyer's Daring. He was forced to just shove himself right into that beach in order to get out of that shell arc.
Now, have a look at battleship positions on the board, Zaf.
Mm-hmm.
You see the Ohio, Murica playing way back, but look at where Hidden Stats is up to now.
Very, very aggressive position, especially for a Yamato.
Oh, but I like it.
But it does allow for him to project his power a little bit farther. He's got to be careful, though. He could very easily become the farm target.
He might, but there's enough islands in there to block line of sight. He would probably end up okay. I feel that way anyway. Now, we're about to have a little bit of a destroyer rumble over here on the one line. Man with an RX-7 and Todd Howard are about to find each other, and I don't think they had a good idea that either one was there. Both Todd Howard's bow in, smoking immediately like, well, that hurts. Don't want to find that happening to me.
Yeah, and he immediately just stops.
Oh, yeah, he just dead stops, and he's reversing.
Right, trying to fade back into the bushes.
Right, like old Homer there.
Right now, they're coming up. RX-7 lit.
Moskva. Shells there as well.
Can't stay there too long. He's got to probably coming into this smoke.
Well, they're not actually.
They're not.
RX-7 fired those torpedoes.
Or did he fire them in front of the smoke trying to catch Roberts as he exited?
He did fire them in front of the smoke, but I still think they're meant for Fratstar.
Let's say they're meant for whatever they did.
Fair enough. What if they hit nothing?
You have to attack the darkness.
RX-7 losing a bit of HP for that play, down to 5. Oh, man, more shells coming in. They get a lucky fire. A lucky follow-up fire after he DCPs as one of those torpedoes goes to go into Fratstar's bow.
Yep, so they were meant for the Mossberg.
They might make up a kill here. RX-7 is in trouble.
I don't think so.
Dark again, fine.
Yes, exactly.
They only have to get lucky once or twice.
And they got lucky once right there.
He's about to beat himself.
Feels bad.
Todd Howard's is lit on radar, I think.
Odds just pushes forward. He catches RX-7. I don't think he's willing to do that.
Take the risk. Radar Des Moines right there. Game is half over. It's a 200-point lead for KSC here in this critical game 4. They hold the driver's seat in this match up 2 games to 1, so a KSC win. They're going to the finals.
Yep.
BONKS trying to stay alive.
RX-7 hanging in alive, popping his smoke up so that Aegis goes dark.
Yep.
That's a huge play right now. You got to save Aegis. He's at half health, a little bit under actually.
More of a rumble going on in the B cap. Once again, Battleship Nagato's gearing, trying to sneak on, and Atake is trying to blind fire him. There, they finally catch a glimpse of him before Nagato smokes up.
Yeah,
and runs north.
Atake's radar is on cooldown for another minute.
Yep.
He does have his Hydra going, which will be helpful, but this is a Minotaur.
There are 4 ships around here. None of them have their Hydra up. They have no idea this torpedo salvo is coming in, Zath.
Oh, you're right. Atake's Hydra just expired.
Atake, I think he's going to take one of these in the stern. He is. John hilariously finds the conveniently Ohio-sized gap between both salvos.
That's right. Look at hidden stats as Yamato.
Yeah, I told you. They moved him up here for these kind of bold plays.
Yeah.
He's got 72 torps coming in. I'm willing to bet you he'll get Hatake's starboard side torps here in a moment.
Oh, well, you can see Atake's just backing up.
He's got to be looking for this salvo.
He's exciting. He's got to be careful not to back
Backs out of the smoke. He's going to risk getting one shot here. It is a Yamato after all. There we go. Here come the conga line torps. He's too far. There it is. See if hidden stats is looking. Is he?
He is. Oh!
Oh!
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. And Rock won that fight, but the conga line landing.
The scissors are about to destroy the rock.
Oh my goodness, he took 9 of those. You know what? I'll take that trade if I'm the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Wow, what a play.
Oh my goodness. Guys,
what a play. 300-point lead for KSC. Things are slipping away from BONKS here.
But John the Impaler about to get impaled by 2 torpedoes.
Yeah, 2 of these on the belt, I think. Maybe a third in the battle.
Because why not?
Yeah, well, you know, while you're taking 2, you might as well take an extra. Now that flood, I think, is letting that one tick. He's letting that one tick.
Look at Murica coming down now.
ACP's not up.
From cap, he's in a C cap, and he's on John the Impaler's Ohio.
John's flooding. His DCP's down. His heel's going to come back up in 5 seconds. Allow him to power through some of this heal, but he needs to get out of there and get to some cover.
I don't think it's going to happen. He's at 4,000.
Oh, there's the heal. Now, if I'm KSC, I think I have John flip his guns, keep pushing in, and maybe try to take on Fratstar's Moskva from astern. What do you think?
Why?
Well, I mean, Fratstar's hung out over there. Get him between both Ohio's.
Okay. Yeah,
if you look at where Red 5 is,
yeah.
John now would be on the front on the Moskva's flank. Although Fratstar did move up now, so John wouldn't have those.
Oh, Ohio just smacks Falcon Murray. Like, hit Impaler, but hit somebody else instead. That Colbert.
Oh, that Colbert
finds himself
lit on the surface. Around himself?
Maybe, but he's trying to get turret bonk out right now. The Moskva.
Oh, here comes more shells. Oh, wow, nothing doing.
No.
950 points now for KSC.
And turret bonk goes dark, by the way. KSC kill.
Single kill for a single Bonks losing a single ship will end the. At this point, it's 60 seconds for KSC win. Bonks needs a kill. Nalakin is a likely choice if they can get the shells to land. Let's
Right.
see. Here comes another Ohio cell. They get it.
That's the Moskva.
They get it. That's a big kill. That's a time extension. KSC desperately has to hold on to B as they pull Todd Howard's back to try and farm John the Impaler's Ohio, who's ticking up his second heel right now, but they're pushing him back into daring torpedoes.
Yep. I mean, he's got to be the big target
He's
now.
going to take at least two of these.
The
Yep.
right.
Stern, one on the belt.
Oh man, DCP's down for 20 seconds.
Oh, but the Mars down. The Des Moines finally cleared. Again, we're seconds away from a KSC victory. Bonks has to try and secure a kill, maybe on John if they want to try and prolong the game. They can force
No point now though.
Oh, but they step
Point
into
game.
B. They have to do this. They're forcing the match to extend.
Oh, Cowboy, look at Cowboy south of B.
Yep, he's in trouble a bit.
He's in trouble.
A 100 HP, more shells coming
He's
in.
gonna go down.
Going out. There he goes.
And now John is the next target, burning 2,000 hit points.
Yep,
He's healing though.
His DCP is down. His third. He's still in it.
Still, yeah.
But the problem for KSC now is that they have no points. All the caps.
That's right.
John's position kind of perilous in here, pinned between the Shima, Frat Stars, Moskva. Ohio, I think, now is the critical piece, Zach. Yeah, we got to push it straight up the two line and the free line to pin the Moskva in.
Yeah. If you look at Des Moines on the wrong side of that decision.
I know, that's the problem. That's the problem. 4 minutes to play. Bonks on all the cap. KSC points.
Oh, Aussie Zoo protecting Dyer smoking right in front. This is torpedo.
Nobody's got their hydro on in there, Zaf.
Why would you do that?
I'm saying.
Dyer's hydro is down for another minute and a half.
I think you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to sneak this killing blow on John.
Oh yes, absolutely.
If they can kill John, the game will end in seconds.
Look at John's guns. They're just like.
Are they looking?
Oh, they're looking.
Oh, they
right.
know. They know. They see the smoke.
But the thing is, they don't need to do this. They
Yep.
just sit. Nope. Here comes Dyer.
Here's 60 seconds for Bonks.
Dyer.
Dyer catches
Bad
Dyer.
Bad.
Stern turrets could hit him.
Here they go.
That buys KSC some time. John's right now. Here comes Battleship Nagato. On reload. Here come the torpedoes. They're going to.
Yeah.
But if the destroyer dies before the torpedoes land, KSC will win. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No, that's it. Wait. Look on the other side now.
Oh, they're going to get
Execution right
Oh
there.
my goodness, they flipped the lead back. A couple of changes there, but again, Bonks on all the caps. Now their final 3 ships.
Warped Chaos is trying to get to the cap right now to
Warp-
at least get some point.
Warped is headed into C. They've got to try and get Aussie into B, but it's not going to happen. I mean, if you're a Des Moines, are you excited about fighting in Ohio? This reeks of we've got to do something. He's in the bow. He lives.
Torpedoes coming out on Aegis' Des Moines.
Oh my goodness. We're about to have a tie game. 2 minutes to play. Red 5 going
Tie
to A.
right now.
Red 5 going to A. That's going to stop things for a little while. But again, we're only 45 seconds at the moment for a Bonks win here in Game 4.
Forcing a game 5.
Would force a Game 5 if they can hang on, but it's not a done deal yet.
Ooh, another shot right through Warped Chaos' face.
When Red 5 steps on A, that will buy them some time. There it is. That gives them 30 more seconds. Now,
Battleship Nagato is
Nagato's lit. I don't know, but they've got to kill. They can get the
He's
kill.
going to shoot from the back.
Here comes Aussie with the shells. If they can get to this kill, that ends the game, I think. Maybe.
Look at that island. Just pushed him to the side. There, nope.
There he is. He's not over yet, but now
Nope.
KSC has all the caps.
0 point gain once again.
80 seconds in the match. KSC on all the caps, and now Bonks is frozen over 900 points. KSC ticks up 30 seconds from a KSC win.
Oh, but Warped Chaos. Nope, he didn't get killed. He's at 7,000 hit points.
Only has to 20 more seconds. Will the Ohio guns reload in time? Will the secondaries kill him? Even if they do, Zaf, it's not going to matter.
No.
It'll prolong things. It would allow Bonks to pick up more points. It's not going to matter now. The game's over. Wow.
Jeez.
What a finish.
You think you know what you're going to see.
What a match.
What a match! You know what? I don't. I'm gonna toot my own horn here.
Oh.
I called it. I said Sea of Fortune.
Uh-huh.
Sea of Fortune produces so many exciting, nail-biting, interesting matches. It really does.
It does.
The caps are so close together. The game can change on one kill can change the entire game because that one kill could spiral into two caps, which then spirals into something else. It's insane. It's such a fun map.
Well, and part of that, I think, is because the map is so different
Yes.
than most of the other maps that we see. And therefore, teams can't do, well, the kind of the standard deployment things and what they would normally want to do. Oh my God, just so many plays in that game. I'm going to need to sit down and think about this.
I'm going to have to watch that again just to absorb the whole thing because, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear what Bogsy the Sconce have to say. Why don't we kick it to them so we can all find out together?